A lot of misinformation is going around in regard to Blackrock and Hedera. News broke that Blackrock had partnered with Hedera for a tokenized money market fund, which literally doubled the price of the HBAR token. Then an article from Cointelegraph came out stating Blackrock had nothing to do with it, sending the token crashing. So what the hell is really going on? I'm going to break it down for you in this video. So we had headlines come out yesterday. We had tweets from the HBAR Foundation, from content creators, from analysts, from influencers, and so on and so forth. A couple of articles I want to share with you. First, this one from CoinJournal. Arcx, Onera, and Hedera collaborate to tokenize Blackrock Money Market Fund. Right? Then you had this. Hedera and Arcx enable first tokenized Blackrock mutual market fund shares, or money market fund shares. And then, of course, we had this one from the HBAR Foundation. Today, we witness RWA history as BlackRock's ICS U.S. Treasury Money Market Fund is tokenized on Hedera, with Arcx and Onera marking a major milestone in asset management by bringing the world's largest asset manager on chain. They went on to say this development builds on the growing portfolio of institutional RWAs on Hedera, with Hedera's governing council member, Aberdeen, the UK's largest active wealth manager, tokenizing its flagship multi-billion-dollar MMF on Hedera last year. So people took this article and they retweeted it. They posted about it. They said, BlackRock has partnered with Hedera, right? So when you see headlines like that, and on top of that, you had certain misleading headlines and articles like this one from Crypto Daily. Hedera pumps 125% in 24 hours following BlackRock support. And if you go down and read in the article, on April 24th, BlackRock, the top fund manager, tokenized the BlackRock ICS U.S. Treasury MMF on the Hedera blockchain. So this is not what happened. BlackRock had nothing to do with it. All that happened was this project, Arcx, they decided, hey, we're going to take a fund that BlackRock has, and we're going to decide to take that fund and tokenize it on the blockchain, on Hedera, which is great. That's extremely bullish. But BlackRock did not partner with Hedera, but there's still some things to take away from this that are extremely bullish for Hedera if it can come through and potentially show BlackRock and show the rest of the world, hey, we can tokenize institutional grade products on our blockchain. We know of only one other blockchain currently that BlackRock has funds on, and that is Ethereum. Hedera is number 2. So this is time for Hedera to shine here. And then who knows what can happen potentially. If things go great, BlackRock looks and says, hey, this thing is pretty legit. No issues. It's pretty fast. It's cheap. We want to talk more. We want to potentially launch other things on the Hedera network. And of course, with their governing council, which we'll go in there in a little bit, we'll talk about how important that is. So, and then we had this Cointelegraph article, which threw everything into a frenzy. Hedera's HBAR token pumps 96% on misinterpreted BlackRock announcement. So in this article, they mentioned the widely misinterpreted April 23rd HBAR Foundation post shared that blockchain trading and infrastructure firms Arcx and Onera tokenized BlackRock's U.S. Treasury Fund on its network. The video shared with the announcement seemed to suggest that Onera, Arcx, and BlackRock were partnered on the venture, and HBAR claimed it was bringing the world's largest asset manager on chain. None of that is false. They did bring the largest asset manager's fund on the Hedera network. It's just BlackRock had nothing to do with it. I think that's an important thing here. They go on to quote Mason here, his tweet, saying, hey, a lot of misinformation was represented. Now, what you guys got to remember, well, everyone might be saying, well, why did the price go up 100%? Why did the price double? You guys got to remember, there are literally bots and high-frequency trading algorithms that pick up on headlines, news articles that try to front-run the rest of the market and trigger buy or sell orders depending on what those headlines say. And so when you see headlines and you see news and tweets and everything saying BlackRock partnered with Hedera, which was false, then it send the price going. Everyone's like, what the hell's going on? They start going on Twitter, on X. The first post they see or the first article headline they see, like, oh my God, this is a big partnership, they start piling in. And then once everyone has time to step back, step away from their emotions, they're like, wait, BlackRock didn't really partner with them, but it's still great that BlackRock's product is not going to be on Hedera. And then to kind of put this whole thing to rest here, we have Graham who is the CEO of Arcx, tweeted this, kind of giving some clarity here, said, if we decide to tokenize, arguably we do not need to approach the investment manager, talking about BlackRock, but we always do as we want long-term relationships. The investment manager's level of involvement can vary, but both Aberdeen and BlackRock were aware that we were tokenizing on Hedera. Neither objected, hopefully due to our integrity and regulatory permissions. I encourage you, wherever possible, to read official press releases associated with any news on Arcx and the crypto. So BlackRock could have technically said, yeah, we're not really feeling that. They could have kind of shot the whole thing down, but they didn't. And again, it is not a partnership with BlackRock now, but it could turn into a partnership in the future. Obviously, we know BlackRock is knee-deep into the RWA game. We got Larry Fink going around on multiple news stations and shows talking about tokenization. We have this article from Forbes, BlackRock's $10 trillion tokenization vision, the future of real-world assets. And of course, the video that's being shared around everywhere is this of Larry Fink on Bloomberg.
We believe ETFs are a technology no different than Bitcoin was a technology for asset storage. We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets. And that means every stock, every bond will have its own, basically, CUSIP. It'll be on one general ledger. Every investor, you and I, will have our own number, our own identification. We could rid ourselves of all issues around illicit activities about bonds and stocks and digital by having a tokenization. But the most importantly thing, we could customize strategies through tokenization that fits every individual. We would have instantaneous settlement. Think about all the costs of settling bonds and stocks. But if you had a tokenization, everything would be immediate because it's just a line item. And so we believe this is a technological transformation.
So a technological transformation. So, of course, anyone can go out and pick any fund and decide to tokenize it and put it on their blockchain. They decided to do that on Hedera, which is great. Hedera's fast finality. They have the Hashgraph consensus. And the big thing here as well is their governing council. If you're with me in my camp, you believe that, hey, these businesses all kind of have lines of communication to each other. Take a look at the people sitting on the Hedera governing council. You have the likes of Boeing, IBM, you have Google, LG, Dell, T-Mobile, WorldPay. And so these Ubisoft, these are all massive companies that are on this governing council who kind of help direct the direction of where Hedera is going, some of the partnerships, things to build on it. And then we have this as well from the Hedera handle, institutional grade tokenization is at home on Hedera. So yes, anyone could have done this, but why haven't they done it? Are they not capable? Is it not worth it to them? And the project on Hedera decided to do this. And again, we will see how this thing plays out. Could we see a scenario where BlackRock takes a step back and decides to kind of watch from afar and say, okay, let's see how smooth and how easily this thing is ran on Hedera? Because we know, according to this article, that they had deposited around 100 million USDC on the Ethereum network. Now, this was an actual partnership. We'll see how it goes on Ethereum. Now you're going to have something on Ethereum. You're going to have something on Hedera. Can BlackRock look 6 months, 1 year from now and say, that's a better product. It's cheaper. It's faster. We can make a lot more money on it. Customers don't have to spend as much money on it. And so that is a potential here. So anyone that's saying the news now all of a sudden that we figured out that this is not a direct partnership with BlackRock and Hedera, all of a sudden this is not a big deal. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. Again, they decided to put it on the blockchain, and we'll see what happens next. And I think this is a great tweet from Kyron that sums up kind of what I've been saying. Wanted to wait for the daily close before I share this. What a wild day for HBAR. Arcx and Onera just tokenized BlackRock's U.S. Treasury Fund. While this was misinterpreted as BlackRock actively tokenizing on Hedera, it is still a bullish sign. Think of it this way. Onera and Arcx have proven to be some of the institutional leaders bringing RWA tokenization. The fact they're tokenizing a Blackrock treasury fund shows active contribution to the network's continued efforts on expanding in the tokenization market. Sure, it would have been even bigger to see Blackrock themselves tokenizing on Hedera, but we'll take this one step at a time. What we're seeing now is partially the news blown out of proportion due to misinterpretation, but let's not act like this still isn't a bullish sign for Hedera and their ecosystem tokenization. Not to mention all they've done before this. What is important is that we are on the right track. Couldn't have put it any better myself. Taking a look at what the price of Hedera did. This is H-bar on the weekly. Again, we saw a rally up to almost 20 cents, 18.49 cents, but a majority of that has been given back. If we zoom out to the daily, this is from pulling info from Binance. Massive volume spike, but an even bigger volume spike on the sell-off. And so, although people kind of jumped the gun on this and misinterpreted the information, this is still extremely bullish for Hedera, the network, and showcasing, hey, if you really are the best platform for institutional tokenization of real-world assets, this is your chance to prove it. We know the media's on top of it. This news hit every single news station, every single journal there is out there in crypto land. And so all eyes are now going to be on Hedera. It'll be up to them and the Arcx and that other company that they're working with to really showcase, hey, this is what you can do on Hedera if you decide to bring your funds and tokenize them on the Hedera blockchain. We hope you enjoyed this video. What are your thoughts on this news? Let us know in the comment section. And also, come check out our live show Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.